All right, we're live. Let's see. Let me see if I can see it on my phone when I go on X. My profile. Okay, I see that Ahara is live. That's fun. Okay.
I'm probably live too. Let me see. Look at my page. Yep, my page is live also.
Karima.
And then I'll just show you quickly.
Yeah, you are.
You see how the comment popped up?
Oh yeah, so that was you did that in your.
I just commented on Twitter.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Let me do the same thing. You did that in your.
I just commented on Twitter.
You heard yourself.
Oh, delayed. Yeah.
Um, um, okay, yeah, it works. Cool. Okay, we'll just wait for a few more people to join and then we'll get started. Fun. We're gonna start doing more of these. This is our first one, so you're
popping the cherry with you is cool. I will say, like, I think the title of the topic will bring people in. So if it was like she vibe coded rage or some shit like, or some stuff like that, then that will help like for the next time when you have like, if you name it like what it is, people are like nosy. So like they're gonna, you know what I mean? But that's fine. Like I can change my title to something funny.
I can also change it too.
Because that's one thing I realized with like when I tweeted with Slava, I had a live with him. He joined my live one time, and it was like making base mini apps from scratch. It got like so many people on there, so it really just depends. But that's just
I'm changing it to come build apps and crash out with us. All right. Save changes. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, this is fun. No, I'm just because I've been on like a few of these now. But I, obviously as a guest, so I've never had to do any of the work. I just kind of show up, and software like figured it all out for me. I just have to be a pretty face. So trying something new, trying something new this time.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And it'll get fun and better. And this is like just the first one. The next one will be better. The next one after that will be better. It will be awesome.
Yeah. Well, great. Well, I mean, we have some people joining, so that's fun.
Hello, friends.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to chat with us. For some reason, I can't join. StreamYard can't connect to my account. Slava, what do you mean? Also, why is his message from the future? Do you see that? It says 4:07 p.m.
Right? I don't know.
Back to our dimension, please. We're waiting for you. I actually can't. Slava, why are you in the future? Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. This is so fun.
Hi, Guto.
Hi, Guto. This is so exciting. We're starting, community highlights to like kind of bring more attention and more eyes to our builders. And we have some incredible people who've been Ohara like day ones, like Karima here, and like so many other people who've just kind of been there from the start and have been building and have been like instrumental in shaping what our platform has become and like what it's gonna be, and have just kind of been invaluable to that like feedback. So we want to start, emphasizing all that. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. So in about 5 minutes we'll really get started, and we'll have a portion for like Q&A later on. Start thinking about your questions. You can ask them ahead of time, throw them in the chat, or as you think of them, throw them in there. We'll get to it, but we'll also have like a dedicated section to chat and stuff. So yeah, so we'll start here in about 5 minutes.
What did you eat today? I was trying to make some wings, but I was like, I'm not going to have enough time to eat the wings, or I would have been like scarfing them down before this. So I'm making barbecue wings though after this.
Wait, how are you going to do another one of your wing cook-offs? Hello world. Hello world.
I do need to make. So I need to make a reel for. I have a video footage I'm sitting on, but I thought about doing a cocktail off or a taco off next.
Ooh.
Like a cocktail off sounds cool, but taco where everybody like has to make and you try, but one taco each is a lot of tacos to try.
Yeah.
Like think about 12 tacos is a lot. So
I wonder if you can get those like little mini like corn tortillas, like the really small
like
ones.
small, super
yeah, like,
small.
yeah, and like have like people make like the literally the one bite. Have you make those like mini tacos? That could be the move.
I thought about that. I'm thinking about like what could be the summertime vibe. Like maybe the cocktails is the vibe, and like even mocktails. Like who can make the best drink would be cool. So like I've thought about it. My cousin's cousin is having a meatloaf off, and I was like, I don't even want to be a part of that. What? Who wants meatloaf?
Meatloaf off.
On purpose.
Huh. That's a choice.
Exactly. So I do want to have another like thing at my house. I just haven't figured out the theme yet.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I had recently, just right before this, I just had a parfait. So a little yogurt. I went to Trader Joe's and I got this passion fruit granola. It has like little like dried berries in there. So threw that some honey. And that's what I had before this and a cup of tea. And after this, I'm gonna have a real meal. So
okay, so distinguished. So
I know it sounds way more proper than it is. It's like
tea and a parfait. Like
actually, I'm so high society. In my my 2-bedroom Brooklyn apartment.
That's fancy.
Fancy is a word. Fancy is a word for it. It's definitely cute though. I like it. But okay, let's see. Oh, there's some people are joining. That's fun. Yeah. What are you working on? I guess I'm gonna ask you this later, but like, what are you working on these days?
Today, I'm rebuilding Crashout Diary from. Yeah. I'm rebuilding it. So I was working on the PRD and the user stories, new screens, new games, expanded chat. I'm like turning it up a notch, and I'm monetizing it. Earlier today, I vibe coded a revenue calculator.
Oh, okay. For yourself?
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyone can use it. Like if you're doing like a monthly subscription style, you could use it. So yeah. It's like that quick. I was like, oh, can I just do this real quick? And I did. It's like I don't want to use a spreadsheet. It's boring.
You know what I want to do actually while we're waiting for people to join? I want to share your button on our website. Let me pull it up. Okay. Present. Share screen. Look at that. Can you see it? You can see it, right? Let's see.
You have to present. There you go. Boom. I can see it.
Change that. Is it shown on your end?
It's just a blank screen. Let me look on Twitter. Maybe it's showing on Twitter. Let me see.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, it's not showing there either.
It doesn't want to show your app.
It's like, what is it? A blank screen.
It's okay. Can't say I didn't try. Stop sharing. All right. Well, yeah. Let's start in about 50 seconds, 40 seconds. Is my math wrong? Dark screen. Yeah, that's so weird. I should figure out the share screen thing though, because I won't be able to share the screen.
I want to see my desk mate.
Yes, I want to see your desk mate. Oh wow! Wait, those are beautiful. Where'd you get those from?
There's a grocery store that has really good flowers by me called Wegmans.
Oh, I know Eggman's.
Oh yeah. Look at that little cherry blossom. Let me take it off.
It's like saying they're pretty.
It gives the whole scene, but no, take it off. Oh, back it up. There we go.
Flowers in there. Okay, let's get started. Hi everyone. Welcome to our first community spotlight live stream. This is so fun. It's exciting. It's something we're going to start doing more of. We've heard you all. We know you guys want us to talk with you more, and a lot of our spaces has kind of been O'Hara being a guest on like other people's spaces or live streams, and that's been fun. But like we want to start having our own forum to invite you all to chat with us, ask you questions, get some more dedicated FaceTime. I know like sometimes you like reach out to DMs and we get back to you, but it's also like something you just might just want more of that personal touch. So this is going to be our first foray into that. So there'll be lots more of this to come, especially as we start to announce a lot of really big things we have in the pipeline that I wish I could tell you all of. I can't give so many of it away, but it's really, really exciting. So I don't know. It's good.
A little bit, that's why they deserve a little bit of alpha for coming to.
Yeah, no, you will. If you stick with us, if you stick with us through the end of this conversation, you'll get some alpha on some really cool things that we've been working on that's coming to you much sooner than you think. And it's just it's our team has been really, really working hard, and they've been putting in the effort, and it's things are I don't know. I'm excited, and I'm excited for all of you, and like building is about to go to a whole new level. Across the board, like whatever you think you can do now, like the bounds have kind of, the scope has changed. There's so much more coming. So that's it. But anyways, I want to introduce our amazing guest, and someone I've known a little bit now. Like I've known for a few months now, which is kind of crazy.
Right? It's been a few months.
I first reached out to you a few months ago because I saw you, talking about vibe coding all over the timeline. I was like, this is the kind of person we need to be in contact with. And you just, you've created such a community on X and with your app, and just in general, you've kind of really fostered this amazing community of people who want to learn what it means to be a vibe coder, what it means to build without having all of those like core programming technical skills, but still being able to leverage your creativity in that asset. And you've been a real force in that regard. So I wanted to say, so everyone, this is Karima.
Hello.
Hi Karima. Excited to be here with you today.
Same, excited to be here. Hi, Slava.
Karima is incredible. She's built some of the most vibey apps on the platform and in general, and now her app Crashout Diaries is really blowing up. And that just goes to show you like there is, you keep working at it, you keep doing like, you don't know what it is that's going to take off, but if you're creative and if you're smart, you have the idea, like it's going to happen. So it's exciting to see this happen for you. And I just excited to see what more is going to come from that. So let's get to know you a little bit. I guess I just want to know, like, how did you first get into building in general? And then how do you start getting to building on O'Hara?
So in general, was a good starting point. I would say like building, when I started making content again last October. So before I would make content and I did it for like intro to crypto, like hot wallet, cold wallet, like don't order your ledger from Amazon, like very basic, or how to get yield, stuff like that. And that's how I built my audience to begin with. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to do this again. Like I want to go back out there and build an audience. So I started in October and I would just live stream me testing out tools. And then I came across the AI agent tools, and then like the whole AI agent world blew up. And I feel like that flowed into vibe code. Like O'Hara became like another level of using an agent, what an agent can do. And I forgot, I think I seen it on the timeline and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. And me and Addie, I was like, you see this? And I sent it to him and we both tried it out. And then I had all this feedback. I was like, I sent a whole long ass message to the account. I was like, all right now, because I mean that's what I do is I'll test it out, I'll try it, I'll share feedback. I'm like, because I want to share with other people. These are the things I think that will be cool, and so on and so forth. And that's kind of how I started building, and then building with O'Hara.
Oh, that's incredible. And it's nice to hear that you kind of discover, you just kind of saw it and you went out to try it, because there's all these tools out there, right? Like they all do different things, like whatever it is like you need, but there's all these tools out there, and you never know which one's going to be the one that kind of scratches that itch that you need. So I would love to know. So what do you consider your very first app? Like I'm sure there's different apps, like what you build at first, but what do you call your very first app?
My very first app was probably, let me, it was probably Motive and Mayhem. I built a murder mystery app, and or I have a few that I feel like the first one though, maybe Motive and Mayhem. It was a murder mystery app. You answer questions and it generates a murder mystery board. I did it for all my murder mystery homies that like get subscription boxes or go to the Reddits, who like true crime. And it's a fun experience, like an entire game board where you can like play through the characters, the killer. No. You guessed the killer, but the suspect, the victims, the clues, all that stuff. So that was like the first, I would say that's the first one because that's the first one I shipped. I have a lot more that I hadn't shipped. And I just started like shipping more often because I realized like not everything has to be perfect. And so you'll see me like come out with a lot more stuff now that like I'm just like over it being like super polished. Like, okay, it needs to come out.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, and we're going to talk more on this later. But that was one of the things that stood out to me in your Why We Build, which if you haven't watched Karima's Why We Build yet, that's available on our X and on our YouTube page. Go watch that. Like, I mean, it's straight from the legend's mouth herself.
Yeah.
But it's important to kind of recognize that not everything has to be perfect, right? Like there's this idea where we feel like we have to like have the perfect app before we publish, or it has to be like do everything 100% exactly right, and then you find that you never reach that perfection, so you never like publish, right? You want to but we can talk more on that later. So then I guess when you get started, are you like kind of vibes first, or do you like kind of hone in on the functionality? Like what's your path?
I've done both paths, and the apps that I shipped were vibes first. The apps that I have not shipped were like PRG and and like all these like requirements and product format. And I think it's because I have more of expectation on them. So those ones I hadn't shipped, but the ones that I just like buy first, I shipped. So like I just go in there, and one thing that I think is really important is when you're first starting and you're non-technical, is having fun. You should not be focused on in my opinion, your very first thing you vibe code should be just fun. It shouldn't be like, this has to be this perfect product or whatever. You should just have fun with building it, whether it's like tic-tac-toe or whether it's like whatever kind of generator, just have fun with it. And so that's kind of how I went about vibe coding is like, okay, how can I have fun with it? And then I started to publish different stuff on different platforms. I haven't published, I did publish my wing off thing like through O'Hara. Yeah. As far as people can vote and submit wings, but like I didn't coordinate the tech and the in-person well enough. So I didn't end up getting to use it for the voting. But like if I go on the wing off now, you can kind of see like some of the submissions in the gallery of different wings that people had submitted through the time. I just needed better coordination of in-person and tech, which it was a good first try. I also built it that day.
I mean, that's the cool thing, right? You can literally build a last minute whatever, but then you don't have the time to debug or kind of fix whatever like minor errors might come about. But it's funny here to talk about the wing off. So I guess I want to know like where does your inspiration tend to come from, and generally when you want to like build something, like how do you like what sparks the idea?
Fun and family. I mean, like I was on a live stream with a friend. His name is Mr. Hackathon. I was on a live stream with him, and I wanted to we want to co-build. I was like, let's build something with utility. He's like, no, I want to have fun. And then we were kind of like, we had just met each other too. Like this is our first stream meeting each other. And we were like we weren't vibing all the way. And then we got into we somehow stumbled across murder mystery. And then he was like, oh, I want to use this for a date. And I said, oh, you said enough. That's good. That's enough for me. Love, got me going. That's fine. That's enough of a utility for me. And so that's kind of where I find inspiration, or trying to solve a problem for myself or for someone else. Mostly for myself right now, though. I haven't really haven't published things where I was trying to solve problems for myself yet. I mean, for someone else. I've been more so focused on how can I make my own life easier with vibe coding.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, like that's the cool thing about this is like we can solve our own problems, we can solve bigger problems, right? And it's kind of a mix of both of those things. Half the apps I build are just for me, right? It's like, oh, this is something that's going to make my general day better, but something like, oh, this would be something cool that other people can use. So yeah, I guess let's talk deeper more. Let's talk about Crashout. Like, let's talk about how you got there, what inspired that, and what your plans for that now are.
So yeah, I got there because I kept on. I was like, I gotta type about this. Sorry, I'm gonna mute my little thing. I basically was like, oh, I need to like ship. I had all this time and I hadn't shipped. I had all these things, like 19 projects here, 12 projects here, and I hadn't shipped anything. And I was like, I need to ship. So I did don'ttextmyex.com, and I had the picture of like Future when he's texting, like the meme when he's like, I thought of you because a crash happened. You know, like that meme, the Future meme. And I was like, oh. So I did that. I came up with it. And actually Versal came up with the idea to have support styles. So that's like the first. And then when I was like, okay, now that was like a month. I don't know. That was sometime in March. And then I came back to it the next month. I was like, you know, I want to make this better. I'm going to move on to a bigger project that I have. But before I move to the bigger project, I'm going to finish the small ones first. So I went back to that one and I just started to like, something was like, just stick with it. Just stick with it. And then like one Friday, I just stuck with it and I just kept going with it. And then it turned into what Crashout Diary is. It turned it from like, don't text your ex, don't crash out about your ex, to just like crashing out about life in general. But when I first introduced it to the public, it was still like romantic focused. So it was like, don't embarrass yourself. Like, you send that text message and you feel so embarrassed, or you feel like, damn, I shouldn't have did that, and you can't unsend it, or if you unsend it, Apple tells on you anyway that you unsent it. So it's like, wouldn't it be better off if you just had somewhere to get it off? And that's kind of where it all came from.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And it's so timely. You know, everyone's talking about crashing out these days, and there's just so much happening, like terrorists this and whatever. And some of you are crashing out over your builds. You know, there's so much to crash out over. So why not do it in a controlled environment, right? So I guess, when did you first realize your app was going viral? Like, what was the first time you like, oh, I built something?
I posted on a Friday. Yeah. I was like, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just was like, no, you're fine. I posted on a Friday and I was like, oh, yeah, 1,000 views. That's nice. That's cool. Because my TikTok was, well, you know what? I think this helped. And I don't know if that's 100% true. But before I started this, which I'm going to come out with next week, a series called On Chain and Unfiltered, where I just talk to people when I'm at events, but I ask them about like who they are, not what they do. Mm-hmm. And I was interviewing someone at the On-Chain Creator House and at BarCon, and he was flirting with me, and it was like very obvious flirting. I was like giggling. It was hilarious. I put that clip, it's like 20 seconds, on TikTok and on Instagram, and that one started to do pretty well. I was like, okay, whatever. And then the next day I posted a clip of Crashout Diary. Now I follow someone on Twitter who posts popular hooks for TikToks. Mm-hmm. And I just like, I'm gonna try out all these hooks. So I tried out one of the hooks and that hook worked well. And then like by that Monday, I was like, oh my God, Dad, like, this is crazy. What is happening? This is going up still. And then I think maybe a week later it hit 1 million. I was like, oh my goodness. Wow. I cannot believe it hit 1 million. And it's still like, people to this day still are sharing it like 2 weeks later. And the crazy part is a video of the guy flirting with me has 500,000 views. He was shooting his shot for real. It was.
Wait, he knows the video's going viral?
Oh yeah, I sent it to him. I was like, do you see us?
Are we gonna hear wedding bells in the future there, or?
No, we're cool, but no, it was definitely flattering, you know, like when we were talking, but no.
I love that. So, I mean, your app is when people are sharing it, people are using it. Like, are people reaching out with feedback? Like, are you getting like people using it for things you didn't expect it? Anything kind of unexpected has come about this? Then?
I don't think more so unexpected. I mean, what was unexpected was how much it picked up. Um, and that was just something that I was just like, I'm gonna share this fun thing I did, and I want you to have fun with it too. I didn't really expect it to be like accepted or receptive, whatever the word is, as well. But to this, like maybe once a day or maybe every other day. But lately, the last few days, it's been once a day, where someone is sending me like paragraphs of how it's helped them. Like
Wow.
not just a sentence, like literally DMing me paragraphs. There was a girl 14 in Kuwait that sent me something. She's like, I'm 14. I'm Kuwait. I don't know if I could. I hope I'm not bothering you. I'm like, oh my God, you're not bothering me. Please don't say that. You're not bothering me at all. Thank you for sharing. And then someone else was like, yeah, I have a job and I was able to cuss this Karen out and blah 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 blah. But I use the app instead, and like so. It's gratifying to see that it's working, even though it's one message they get back. I'm working on expanding the messaging, but they just get one message back, and it's gratifying to see that even that one thing is helping them feel a little bit heard, a little bit seen, and a little bit off their chest.
Yeah. No, and that's why we do this, right? Like when you're building for someone outside of yourself, it's amazing to see that it is having that intended impact, because you never know what the thing you build that's going to take off and change someone's life is, right?
Right.
Um,
Right.
and with Crashout, it's something that on paper it's funny, it's memey, it's like hilarious, but like I mean, as you talked about in your why we build, it's something bigger than that, right? Like it is something to like reset your mental state. It is like it's a therapy app even, right? Like
Yeah.
May is
Yeah.
Mental Health Awareness
I'm
Month.
coming for calm. I'm coming for better health.
You come from better health, and then what's Talkspace. No,
All of
but
it.
it is like it. There's a reason why those kind of platforms are successful, because therapy is a necessity in a way, right? But it is also a luxury that not many can kind of afford, and there are ways around this, like something like this that can just help someone, even if for just one day,
Yeah.
prevent a crash out. Um,
Yeah.
so that's awesome. Well, I mean, I would love to now take this time. I mean, you've seen some success with your app. I would love to take this time for you to kind of, what advice would you offer people who are getting started or scared to get started or have been building for a while? Kind of different. I want you to kind of answer across the board for that, like just advice to builders in general. And I would love for you to put it along the different stages of building,
Yeah.
if you could.
I was I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all.
I would say that I get so excited, so I gotta make sure I stop myself. Like, hold on. But I would say that like if you haven't started building anything, then like go build a tic-tac-toe game right now in O'Hara. Just go ahead, open up O'Hara and then just build. If you don't know what to do and you don't want to do tic-tac-toe, ask ChatGPT, give it like tell it your interests, tell it things you like, and tell it your level of expertise, and just you can also feed it the docs from O'Hara. I've done that before. You could just give it the link to the docs and be like, okay, I want to build with this. And then it'll give you ideas of what you can feasibly do and get done by yourself. So I would say just get started and have fun with it and share with your friends. And if you already are started and like you're in the midst of it and maybe you haven't published yet, done is not, what is it? Perfect is what? Done is better than perfect. Perfect,
Yeah.
like get it done. Like just let publish it and then keep publishing. Keep because you can continue to update it after it's published. Like you don't want to just wait, but you need to be talking about it because building in silence is not going to be beneficial for you. These apps are democratizing the way that people have access to create software. And
Mhm.
because of that, the moat is going to be distribution. Distribution is how you really get yourself out there. So if you're blocking yourself from that distribution, then, especially if you want your apps to go viral or have a follower base or a user base, if you're not just building for yourself, you want to think about building in public so that you can get better distribution. I wouldn't say, yeah, I think that would be best. And I think that if you were already where I am and you've shipped apps and you're there, I would be like, follow what is it called? We social growth on Twitter, and start learning about distribution, start learning about vibe marketing, start learning about how to talk about your product in different ways. That's something even as a marketer I struggle with. Like nobody will hear the same thing every day, But that is the best TikTok accounts. The ones that say the same thing every day with different hooks. The same thing. Those are the ones that get to millions of downloads. Those are the ones that are doing well. So I would say once you're at that point where you've shipped, study distribution and study and just execute. Like, don't let it stop you.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. And you talked a lot about distribution. And so I'm gonna take a second to kind of bring up the means O'Hara has to kind of spur that distribution. Like, it is so important. Like, there's no benefit to building an app, if it can't be seen, like, unless you're building it just for yourself. But generally, you're building something you want people to use and play around with. And we've really taken many strides internally to like push distribution. And so I would just touch on a few of them. The first of all, Farcaster, like, you build an app in O'Hara, that's a Farcaster mini app, right? You share it on Farcaster, that's another means for people like on Mac again to see and use and play with your app. That's huge, right? That's one avenue, right? We've launched a connection with World app. Like, so you build an app in O'Hara that directly you can like do a little finagling, little connection there, very easy process. But now your app is available on the World App Mini Store, on the World App Store, where you can, like, that's millions and millions of users who can now see this app that you vibe coded on O'Hara, right? That's another avenue. The second is just generally getting people to get eyes on your app. We've launched a screen recording feature. So you publish your app, and in platform, you get prompted to get a screen recording and share your app. That's a video that you've created. You can share your app to wherever, and people clicking on that links them directly to your app that you built. So we care so much about distribution on our platform, because that we know that is really what people need. That's what people are looking for. And we've like put in so many avenues in place to kind of spur and encourage that, and have a lot more come in. So I love that you talked about distribution. Like, it is a big thing. Like, you want to be seen, you want to be good. Not everyone's going to go viral on their first go or on their second or third or whatever go, right? Like, that's something we all want, but there are things you can do to kind of help yourself and position yourself to properly go viral, like, and that's an avenue. But in general, I mean, what works for you is you were making TikToks and you were making Instagrams about your apps. Cannot emphasize enough to all of you like builders out there, like, do that. Like, make content. Like, when you build, make content. If you share and you tag us, we're tagging you. We'll repost it. We'll share it on our platform. Like, we want to help you be seen. And that's an avenue to do that. So I love that you brought up distribution. I just had to touch on that because
of course. I mean, I did it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know.
You're giving me a layup. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's continue more on this kind of a section for you giving advice to builders. I guess, what's something that you had wished you had known earlier? Like, you know it now. You're glad you have it. What's something that you'd wish you knew at the start of your building career?
To use ChatGPT or Gemini as my assistant to like really like, I will screenshot any and everything and put it in ChatGPT. Gemini don't be reading screenshots, which I don't understand, but I'll put it in ChatGPT. Like, what does this mean? What does this do? And in the beginning, I wasn't doing that. I was relying completely on just the tools that I had. But when I screenshot, it just gives me another, like, it's like my assistant where I have something to talk through or understand better. So if there is a code error, or if the agent gives me a summary of what it did, I'll send that over to ChatGPT and I'll be like, oh, like, what do you think? Or I'll just talk to it. And I wish that I had that when I first started, because to me, like, the container of these apps are cool, but it's always good to have like an outside view or opinion, like, to contrast against, also to help you understand if there's an error, screenshot it, like, and if it already has a docs, perfect, because now it's in your world and it can really talk to you about it. So that's something that I wish I had. Second thing I wish I had was a community. So I built one, but even that one, Twitter communities are so dry. Like, the one I built is so dry. Like, it's just me posting, people like looking at the stuff, which is fine because I just use it as like a way to document like cool things I see and that I want to try later on stream. But like, having a community or I've always had someone to talk to about it, because me and Addie have been vibe coding about the same time. But like, and Addie has been like, he made like 30 apps by now. Like, he's an example of somebody who just ships and ships and ships and ships. I'm like, bruh, like, how many apps? But then I was jealous. I was like, what the fuck? I'm what the freak? How many apps? YouTube. But like I was like, how many? But like also inspired me to like ship and like get something out and stop worrying about it. And his stuff was actually good. So I can't even be like, oh, done not perfect. His stuff was actually clean and useful stuff, but he wasn't afraid to jump in and try something new and keep shipping. Which I would have had the grit that not maybe I had the grit, but like the confidence in the beginning to just let go of whatever I thought I should think and then just ship that.
Yeah. For context, for our users out there who may not know, Addie is at Sir Sax, who is truly one of the most incredible builders out there. And yeah, if you're not familiar, give him a follow. We are going to have him on a future episode, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, he is one of the best to ever do it. So it's kind of great to see. Like it's unbelievable. But Karima, you talked about like using like a Gemini or ChatGPT ahead of time. Here's a little alpha for those of you who are lucky enough to be on this call. I can't say too much, but you might not have to do that for much longer. And that is all I can say about that. But it is very important to get that before you start building, get that initial work in to like kind of structure it out, whether it's like creating a prompt or like uploading the videos or just even have a sounding board to kind of talk you through the process of what you're trying to build. So just know that is something that we also recognize as an important step in building. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And you touched on community. Completely agree. Like community is how anything gets done. It was the part of your why we build that stood out the most to me. Is how you said like no one does this alone, and you just really don't. Like I can't think of one time where I built something that I didn't like DM. So like even today I was making a Flappy Bird app, like a little clone. One of my favorite shows growing up was Wizards of Waverly Place, and I wanted to like, have it be like Selena Gomez's face, and then like have it like in the Wizard sub shop. And I like asked Slava, I was like, hey, how do I like add a link to a video in a link to a photo into like the builder? Like what's the best way? He's like, you have to get the source image like link, not the actual link, is this whole thing. And that's just reaching out to someone in my community who I know just is a good builder and understands the nuances of these things. And that is how we like work. It's by asking each other questions, by like supporting each other. Like that's kind of that's so sweet, Slava.
Slava, right? I think he's so cool. Yeah, it was like a Friday night and I was about to crash out for sure. Because I was trying to do something in O'Hara for the wing off. And he was there. He was like, oh, do this and like put this area in and like try. I was like, oof. I would really crash out for sure because I didn't have any help or any like feedback. I was in the Telegram and like someone answering you back in the Telegram on a Friday is just like, yes. And so that like gratification of getting that help is very important. Yeah, you deserve your flowers.
Could not agree more, Slava. You do deserve your flowers, and community is so important. Like it is truly how anything gets done. And that's why, even like why we're doing something like this, where I'm like, let's talk about the people in our community. Let's talk about, who is it? Because, there's a lot of builders out there, but the community overall, it's still pretty small, right? You see the same names, especially like just like in the basing in general, like it's massive user, but like you see the same names, you recognize people, you start to know who like the players are, even if it's someone you would never interact with, I've seen that name before, I know that person, right? And that's kind of what we're trying to emphasize here is like the more we work together, the more we help each other, the more we support each other. That's also the thesis behind App Coins on our platform. It's supporting the creators and supporting each other and helping everyone's apps get to the next level. That's kind of the whole goal behind all of that there. So yeah, we're leaning into community in a big way, even more. For those of you who are regulars on our site, you may have noticed like a little contest feature that's been added. That's another way that we're kind of growing the communities. We haven't like officially announced it yet, but it is live. Go try it out. Go test it out. This week's contest is literally building a Flappy Bird clone. That's why I was reaching out to Slava. And so is, like showing just different ways that we can like commune together, and also like working on such a simple prompt can help spur ideas and inspiration and like help you like kind of find your groove again. Just like help you start your week off strong, like building something that may be seemingly simple. And then once you knock one thing out, you get the bug. You're like, oh, okay, well, I want to do more, right? I don't know, Karima, maybe this is different for you, but I know when I successfully build an app, I want to build more.
Yeah, I just like Slava from the future. Even on Twitter, the messages from the future. I'm like, what?
443. Slava, why is it 443 where you are?
Like, where's that? That is hilarious. No, I do. I mean, I get excited to build. Like I get excited to build once I ship. I get excited to build when people are using it more. So like now, like that people are using it, I'm like, okay, I'm on a mission. All right, let's get it done. Or like people like the murder mystery. I still have like to do some stuff with that. I just left it alone. I was like, but I've had SEO and like try to compete with murder mystery subscription boxes. I'm pretty sure I could get people hit me $1 or something from it. So that's kind of like my motivation. At this point, my motivation is monetization. Before it was creation, and it still is, because I get to create really fun stuff like vibathons. Yeah, we really should. Like we definitely should. But well, I get to create really fun stuff, and I love crypto for that reason, because it's like not politically. I mean, I love and hate that about crypto, that it's not politically correct, or it's just so unprofessional. Because like in AI, because like the image of Angela Bassett like setting her husband's car on fire, I like meme that and put it in the app. Like it was so fun, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna meme like some public crash outs or some movie crash outs that we all know about. And like that is fun for me. That makes the process so much fun. And I get to put in my product and I get to animate it. Like, oh, it's exciting.
I couldn't agree more. Right? Okay, let's see. I wonder if I'll try my presenting again. I would love to walk through your app.
I just fixed Big Dad Energy too. So like it can actually download an actual dad's Father's Day card on O'Hara.
Okay, I think it's working now. The sharing screen. I think I figured out how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Karima's incredible app. So we're gonna crash in together. All right.
Yeah.
I'm playing the role of builder who is struggling, and I've been vibe coding for 3 hours, and I'm still getting.
And Slava won't text you back
because Slava's busy, and I just have not heard back. So what am I doing here? So it's not a love spiral. So I'm clocked out.
Clocked out. Yeah, clocked out is work related. Life be lifing is just like anything in life in general.
I feel like I'll use the work. Because I'm ready to rage quit building. So let's try clocked out. See, this is awesome. Like, who's clocking in for you? Like, so who do I kind of need? I'm someone who, when I'm ranting, I need someone to rant with me. I don't need you to like encourage me. I just kind of need you to be like, you're right. They all suck. So
rebellious coworker is definitely
rebellious coworker. All right, this is awesome. All right, get it off your chest. Build isn't building, and I've had enough. How would you like support? Short and sweet.
Yeah. The translator is like, I'm working on that feature. I'm glad you picked the short and sweet.
Hey, I totally get it. You bend over backwards and they still act like you're in the way. Say that. Deep breath, draft a calm message, explain the issue clearly, and ask for support. You've got this, but don't forget that meeting could have been an email, and your effort deserves recognition. Protect your truth and your paycheck. I love that. I love that. Karima, that's awesome. That's an awesome app that you built there. That's real. Like, I don't know. There's just so much use for it. It is something that is so applicable and so like feasible for today's life. But then, I mean, and I guess hinted at this too. I guess I want to talk about the dark side of building, right? Like how do you push through when you're not feeling inspired, or when you feel stuck, or like things just aren't working? Like how do you kind of like get through that next hurdle? Because it can be hard, you know?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. I think that I talk to my friends. If like I'm just like, I felt that way like last week. I was just like couldn't get out the bed. I was like, ugh. I talk to my friends, and I also like, I think really the messages I get about helping people, it makes me like my heart just bursts, and I'm just like, I just really want to see this through now. And I think like the idea of helping other people out and really being impactful in their lives in a very serious way is helpful for me to continue building. And then just reminding myself of what I want for myself. Like the other day, I had been having a hard time getting up on like early. I used to be an early bird. Like when I worked at a DeFi protocol, I was up at 5 a.m. on it. And I was like, would you do that for them, not for yourself? How does that sound? So this morning I was up at 5 a.m. on it. Okay, 5:30 on it. And but that was helpful for me. I was like, if you are going to put this into something else, what can you do for yourself? Like, how can you give yourself the same energy for what you want? And that really got myself up out the bed and early. Exactly. And you know what? The future self, what Slava said. So like that is like for Crashout Diary, for the evolution of what it becomes, like the narrative around it will be your future self thanks you. Your future self thanks you. And like everyone will have an avatar that like glows up. You'll get glow points and things like that. So I'm working on gamification and a better reward system. But the idea is that your future self thanks you for crashing in and not crashing out. And you crashed in and you avoided a charge. You avoided losing your job. You avoided losing your mind, and you avoided being embarrassed. You avoided feeling shame. You avoided these things that your future self is going to thank you for. And so that is a really core proponent of what I'm building, and then also like how I'm motivating myself.
What are these sound effects? Is that me?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't hear nothing.
That's so funny, but no, completely agree, right? And that's how we do. You have to think, and gamification, and that's something that we also are like have been thinking about, like how to really kind of make the building experience overall just better, more interactive, more, and that's what we mean when we do like contests. That's why we host like little build-a-thons here and there, and that's why we kind of have these little things, because there is that, like, there's a serotonin that comes from like a little reward. It's like when you get a little treat after your meal, like there's that little like something there, and we want to lean into that too. So yeah, graduate from crash out to glow up. Say that, Slava. Exactly. We'll get to questions from people in a bit, but I also wanted to share another one of Karima's amazing builds. Okay, I don't know what was.
Yeah, share Big Dad energy.
Yes, I'm gonna share Big Dad energy. So Father's Day is coming up. So if you have time to get a gift, but if you know ahead of time you're gonna be a procrastinator like some of us are, there's this incredible app Karima built that allows you to kind of create a little card for the father figure in your life, with like gift ideas as well attached to it. So let's do this one really quickly. So I'm gonna say a goofy dad here. What's this vibe? Sentimental. I like that. What kind of meme fits in? Very, very TV dad. Favorite activity? Fixing things. That sounds right. How much am I looking to spend? I'm
all on the budget. I feel you.
Whoops, sorry. I'm using my Hello World earnings. What's something your dad always says? Who left the light on? Create card. All right, and you get this wonderful kind of card here with like a GIF. You can pick different ones. There's like Katya, that's funny. For your Griffin, and also you get a little gift ideas to generate an image. And one of the cool things I liked about this app you built, Karima, is this week we announced our OpenAI connection, and you actually utilize that connection in this app. Like this,
I have to show you mine, because mine generates a card now. I changed it from this.
Oh, maybe I have the not latest version. You can download the card.
No, but like it generates an image and a card. It's so different.
Oh, wait, show me.
Cool. But I was like, how are you going? He's going to need to crash out because he got $5. Yeah, $5 gift. I'm republishing it now just to make sure. Yeah. But like the way that I just fixed it like right before this. So if you already had it up, then it probably is the old version. But you can download a file directly, and I'll reply with the one that I just made to Ahara, to the stream on X, just so you can see the one that I had just made. Now I had just added it. I asked it to do something different as far as taking the gift ideas off the card, but it just generated an entire card. So it's super cool. Hold on.
Oh yes, I see it now.
See, I just replied with that. So like it may need just a refresh. Yeah, it looks completely different. It may need a refresh and then
as well. So I'm going to share that in case you're not. So that's right there. That's stage. So that's what it looks like. And it has little gift ideas at the bottom. So there you go.
Yeah, so like it'll generate a card for you. Right now I'm loading another one. It's loading, but it'll generate a card for you. I just asked it to take gift ideas off of the downloadable card because that's not for dad. But ideally the way that I made it, boom, download card. Let's see if it worked. Yay. It took it off. So I can send another one. And I guess I gotta like make the dads aliens because I don't know how to specify like whether I guess I can ask the avatar of like the race if you want to black dad, brown dad, white dad.
Yeah, you can input things about more specific.
Yeah, but it works though. So like now I just made another one where you can see it and it doesn't have the card information. But that was quick. I did that literally the first 5 minutes of our call. I was like, oh, let me just fix it because I've been wanting to fix it.
That's how easy it is to build an Ohara, guys. Like you're hearing it straight here. Like it's like this is not a paid promotion. This is not a paid promotion. Like everything you're hearing here is real and it's true. Like it is just that easy to get started. It's scary maybe, especially if you haven't done it before, but you just get in there and you just start doing it.
Yep.
So let's open up the floor to some questions. You can just type your questions directly into the chat, and we'll answer them. And you can ask, if you have questions about like anything about general Ohara questions about our app, about our platform. You can ask about what Karima's working on, what she has worked on. Ask for advice that might be much more helpful to you or more relevant to what you're looking for. Just generally open up the floor. So yeah, throwing your questions in there. Yeah, but we have a decent number of people watching. This is cool. So fun.
Oh, let me fix it. Add a question to identify dads. What else I want to add to this? I want to take the big dad energy off, like the banner.
The giant low. Wait, can you share your screen? I'd love to watch how you're doing this. I would like to. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, Karima's share screen at the stage.
Yeah. Go. So I'm just keeping simple. Ask a question to identify the dad's skin color. And take the big dad. Oh Lord. Big dad energy label. Oh my God. Off the card. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, off the card. Also, I want to change about this card. Happy Father's Day is blocked because of that. He likes golf, so that's cool. To my wonderful goofy dad who makes golf an adventure, you never fail to crack us up with what's the worst they can say. Your laughter is a soundtrack of my childhood. Oh, so sweet. I love that. That is so sweet. Oh, maybe when you ask like which app we can make, maybe this is the one y'all can help me make, and we can push it for Father's Day. Because I love, like, I personally get so annoyed by those generalized messages that you get like from Mother's Day that that somebody copy and pasted it, or so like generating a fun card like automatically is cool. I also want to get more creative with the image. I don't think it always has to be a man in the image. It could just make a family, or I may say that too, but now it's building it up. It's adding a new question, it's updating the prompt to include the information, it's removing the label from the card, fixing the syntax error, and so cool. Also, one thing it did was it updated it so that it used to have links to stuff for the actual gifts. I don't think that's really necessary, but I think I may enhance the gift part. But yeah, the goal is that you can go to O'Hara and download a cute card for your dad. I'm gonna go to Big Dad Energy and download a cute card for your dad, and yeah, like just make something personal. It takes nothing to do that. I may add more interest in there. Maybe you can type in your own interest and maybe make it a little bit more free form, because my dad loves football, so like having football in there would be cool. But this is like really, really cool activation, and we're a month early, so there's so much that can be done to like make this a really cool mini app too. So Slava, hit me up. What can we do?
There's lots to do. I mean, and here's the thing, for anyone out there who may, think they have ideas on how to, make this app better, you can go in and remix it yourself, and that is truly an option we have. It's you can get on there and remix something and find an app that someone has made. You can make it better, you make it different, you make it weirder, you can make it more unique for your situation. Like that's the whole idea behind remix. And so for someone who might be too daunted to start, like that's a great way to get started. Find an app that you really like or you felt inspired by and see what can I change about this. Change one thing. Maybe I found a really cool Tetris app that I like for some reason. I just want to make it more futuristic. So I just literally go in the chat and say, like, make this more futuristic, So don't feel like your first go around or even your first few go arounds have to be something so convoluted, so complex. Like Karima said, like tic-tac-toe, start there. If you think about how just the whole story behind Hello World, like the first ever kind of general like sentence uttered was so simple, just hello world, like such a simple thing. And that's the thesis behind this. Like you don't have to start complex or convoluted. You can just start simple
and get her done. Like, yes, I feel the same way. You can remix Big Dad Energy, or you can at me if you would like for me to make any changes. And we can really try to make this a thing for Father's Day, make it funnier, change the style of the card. Like, yeah, and then next year someone will do it for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's honestly a good use of remix. So it's like, okay, well, Father's Day is going to be over in like a few weeks. What's the next major thing you're going to need a card for, right? Or can I just remix this entire thing and make it work for Mother's Day? And it just
do
it for Christmas, do it for Hispanic Heritage Month. There's all these different holidays that you can and all you need to do is just remix one app, right? You can build your own or whatever. Like there's so many ways you can utilize something like this.
Yeah.
Right. So cool. But okay, well, we haven't gotten any questions yet, but I do have one thing else I didn't want to ask you. When you think about your identity as a builder, what is something you always kind of include in your apps to like make them yours? Like how do you kind of stamp your things as like this is a Karima original?
I was going to say that all my apps have an iridescent vibe. But my Motive and Mayhem app it's not. It's like dark. It's the teals. Like I love teal, so that color is in there. But most of my apps have an iridescent type of vibe. And the branding is really playful. Like the other app I'm working on is called High Five. It's really playful. Crashout Diary is very playful. So it's like me having fun. That's how you know it's mine if it's fun. Like I have even in my stuff, I have like a journal called She Vibes that I made. And that one is like this pretty pink. So you can enter in your stuff in Pomodoro. But it's all like cutesy, iridescent type of vibe. So that's probably my stamp.
Okay, well, if you are up for it, there's one thing I was going to ask you to kind of do. So like I said, we haven't officially announced contests yet, but they are live in our platform. And I was like, okay, well, if you were to take a stab at the contest of this week, what would your go-to be? And I would love to like kind of watch you, like you said, like 3-4 minutes, just like showing us like what you would do and how you tackle kind of that prompt. I'm just like I share your screen, just start from the homepage and just go in there and just like do your thing. You don't have to publish an app today, but just kind of show our viewers what you would do if you were in that situation.
Let me copy and paste this error real quick. I just got one into the thing.
That's another thing that you may not have to do much longer.
I love that. Okay, so I think that if I were to go on here, I hate that I tweeted something earlier that has such a typo in it, and people are favoriting it. Like, one of the typos when you see. So it's a Flappy Bird contest. There's a new contest. Join, enter, vote. So I have to make a Flappy Bird contest. I would say make a Flappy Bird. I would say in a dream world. I would give it a dream world environment kind of thing. I would tell it iridescent vibes. Don't mind spelling. Oof. Iridescent vibes. I'm not sure because I'm like, do I make games? I would say like aim the birds at my ex-boyfriend. Okay. I'm spicy. So that's one thing I get from these apps is spicy. That's probably something that I would do on here as far as like making create a dream, iridescent where you aim ex-boyfriends instead of avoiding pipes. Yeah, I don't even know how Flappy. I forgot how it even works, how the game plays. I don't think I've ever played it before. I know of it though, like I know what it is, and so like I kind of like maybe a little bit off with that.
No, I think you got it. Like the builder understood exactly what you were going for there.
It did.
So see, I'm curious. I don't think this builder knows who your ex-boyfriends are. So I'm curious what it's gonna substitute those pipes for. I'm like genuinely so excited to find out.
Me too. I'm like, what's going on? Let's see. I'm all looking at there we go.
While this loads, yeah, just a reminder to anyone viewing out there, yeah, feel free to throw in your questions. Can be general questions about horror, can be questions about what we're doing. Oh, I just got a question directly sent to me. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. Okay, so Karima, this is for you. So from all the tooling you've used and all the experience you've had vibe coding, what would make your experience better and what's missing for you?
I need Google Glasses. I need to be able to see like 8 screens at once. Honestly, like a virtual board, a virtual whiteboard where I can like see, like right now I'm making a PRID here and I'm generating images here and I'm writing user stories here. If I could like see it, like all like the futuristic movies, you can move around stuff, like that will make my experience better. No lie. I know it's like, okay. It exists somewhere. If it was in a movie, it was in Xenon, and that's like a 20-year-old movie. So I know it exists somewhere. That would make my experience better, I would say. Other than that, I just like taking more walks, more bad walks, chilling out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe like a little whiteboard feature, where you can kind of like map out, like see things.
Well, yeah, I have a friend that's a software engineer. He said he uses Google goggles, and I was like, "What?" And he was just telling me how he did it, and I was like, "What?" And it just blew my mind. And I was like, "Oh, I need to be able to do that. Like, I need that in my life." And because it already exists for him, and I said, "Oh yeah, this is definitely something that like I would thoroughly enjoy, like thoroughly." There we go. Sorry, I'm waiting for. Okay, boom. Is it okay?
Double with Meta headsets. Did you see Addie in the comments?
Oh yeah, doable. Yeah, doable. Oh, well, buy them for me. Thanks.
What's that? Addie, you're gonna buy everyone Meta headsets? That's so nice of you. That's really generous. You don't have to do that, but that's crazy that you just offered to buy everyone on this live stream right now.
These little messages are so cute. Okay, let's create the particle system utility. Dang.
They're only getting better.
I wish I could share. Cause I have a call at 5. I'm over 4. I didn't mean to schedule it, but I double booked myself a little bit. I'm gonna send you mine. I'm gonna lend you mine. I don't want to lend on my own.
You want to own. No more borrowing. Okay, we're gonna be wrapping up here very shortly, but I'm hoping this up. We have a question for you. Do you prefer any AI agent over the other, and do they perform better at certain tasks?
Yeah. I think O'Hara is more creative than a lot of other platforms. I think Replit is really good with web apps. I think Bolt is the best I've seen for web like landing pages. Like everybody has their own like quirks of like what works. But also Lovable is cool for landing pages. Those agents are all different. They have their different quirks. So I would say depending on depending on what your goal is.
Give it time.
You depending on what your goal is, like you're gonna go to a different platform. Like if you want to make something towards a certain audience, like if I'm making something for crypto people, I'm probably going to come to O'Hara because I already know I have distribution to Farcaster, and it's easier to get that look. But if I'm going to make like a landing page for my grandmama, I might go to Lovable because I already know that like it may make more sense that way. So, oh my gosh, someone's dying in the back. Am I punching a boyfriend? This always happens. Of course, it'll be glitchy when I do it, but I watch somebody else do it. Won't be glitchy. Dang, well, it's fighting. It's a good fight. Oh, it's still developing though. So
give it time.
Yeah.
I also, as someone who's tried a few things, and I'm biased, obviously, but I do also agree that O'Hara is like, in terms of like creative stuff, like things that just kind of like, if you're not sure, but it's kind of a kooky idea, like that's always a good first place to start because like generally like things spur more on there, in my opinion. So I would agree with your assessment there. This is really funny to watch.
It's hilarious to watch.
I wonder what it's trying to build over there. By the way, love the apps. Thank you, The Forger. That's for you, I believe, Karima.
I saw that. Thank you very much, sir. Ooh.
All right, so yeah, let's see if we can get this to load before we sign off here.
I know. I'm like, I got like 2 more minutes, and then I have to get because I have 5 o'clock that I'm late for it. That I need to get on the call for.
Of course.
We should have started at the beginning, and I could have been doing this while.
Yeah, have it like going through. Yeah, no, that's my bad too. We're learning. It's gonna be. And Karima, I would love to have you back here another time. Like I would.
Absolutely. We can just do like. I did vibe hours. We can build something together and vibe hours. I did a lot more stuff. I kind of stopped doing as many because I've been so entrenched in the building.
Yeah.
Hi, friend.
We're trying to do a lot more like chaotic group builds, honestly. So there you go. Well, there's
flying.
There's nothing there.
This is vibe coding now. Vibe debugging is
still going. It's still going.
Oh, it's still. Oh yeah. It's still getting it there in there.
Damn, it's sourcing your ex-boyfriends. That's what it's doing.
You know what I mean? It's like, what's the tea? Let's see. Is it? Oh, let's see.
All right, no, it's not. Maybe give the page a refresh. That's a pro tip for you builders out there. Refresh after your prompt. You've added a new prompt and it's gone. So
it doesn't want me to hit the ex-boyfriends. So maybe I told it something weird. But
all right, well, you can work on that on your own time, and we can. If there's something finished, I'd absolutely love to share that with everyone. But Karima, truly a pleasure to have you here. Like I always love chatting with you. You are truly one of like the best voices in this space and vibe coding. Like you are very much synonymous with vibe coding. You've done a great job kind of creating community here and really leaning into like helping others and getting people to understand what it is that happens in this space. So just want to say thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Truly appreciate you. And I look forward to more things they build. Look forward to seeing the success of Crashout Diaries, and hopefully you continue to like build and inspire people as you have been. Do you have any final words for people before we sign out?
Crash in, don't crash out. Crash out now. That's my final words.
Exactly. And if you go on our site, you can find a direct link to Crashout Diaries built in, so you can do that, which is so cool. So that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're gonna have much more of these coming up, more official ones, more casual ones here and there just popping up. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your Thursday or Friday if you're in the future, like Slava is. Bye.